What's up, everyone? We're back.
Dr. Maxfield.
Dr. Shah. And today we're going to be talking about how to exfoliate like a boss.
We're going to talk about how to go through the mechanical exfoliants, how to go through the chemical exfoliants, and all the details about when and why to use them.
So these are our tips on how to exfoliate. This is one of the main things I see people making mistakes. They're either exfoliating too often, they're not using the right exfoliants, and that can actually very much disrupt the skin barrier. So our skin barrier is like a blessing. It's like it protects us from allergens, it protects us from irritation, it keeps bacteria from getting into our skin, it keeps water from getting out of our skin, and so you should be doing everything in your power to protect your skin barrier. Now, exfoliants disrupt the skin barrier, but they have some benefits by disrupting that skin barrier. So we're going to be talking about how to use an exfoliant so that you can see the best results from that exfoliant without disrupting your skin barrier or causing too much irritation. So here we go.
Here we go.
So the first thing about exfoliants, why do you even want to exfoliate?
Right. This is so highly individualized. And this is something we always stress. Be deliberate about what you're doing and why you're doing it. I mean, the person who's exfoliating their teens is not going to be doing it for the same reasons as a person who's in their 20s. And it's not going to be the same reason for the person who is in their 50s, 60s, and on.
All right. So why do you even want to exfoliate? Well, first up, it's going to improve your skin texture. So texture meaning little bumps that are on the skin sometimes that you just kind of notice when the light hits you that your skin doesn't have an even texture, or even just that dullness that's on the skin. That's all due to skin texture. Skin texture also contributes to your pores. So one reason is just to improve your skin texture.
Another reason is to improve dyspigmentation, help with the hyperpigmentation, even out the tone. This can help with things like melasma or any other cause of post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation.
Right, so those dark spots on your skin that you get maybe after acne, it can help with this as well. Also, if you use the right exfoliant, it can help with acne. So it's great at getting rid of acne because acne is often caused by little skin cells that are plugging your pores. And so if you exfoliate, it gets rid of those little skin cells.
And then another thing, and we went back and forth on this, but is actually maybe collagen growth with long-term use can actually help with fine wrinkles, collagen. We know our deeper peels that we use in the office, and some doctors even do it in the operating room, just tremendously help with collagen growth and wrinkles, like dramatically. But the over-the-counter ones might have some benefit with that as well.
So it has anti-aging benefits by getting rid of those fine lines and wrinkles. So we're talking about something that improves texture, improves skin tone and hyperpigmentation, may help with acne if you use the right one, and also has anti-aging benefits. So of course, this sounds great, right? So let's talk about how do these even work? Like, what is the mechanism of these acids? So there's two main groups of exfoliants. There's chemical exfoliants and then there's physical exfoliants. Physical exfoliants, which I hate, and you guys know because I did that whole debunking thing on the Say Knives scrub where I show that it has really sharp particles that just tear your face up. And these are the type of scrubs I used when I had acne as a kid because I go and I get that clean and clear and I just try to scrub my acne off and it just doesn't work like that. So I just feel like physical exfoliants are just way too harsh for the face. For the body though,
for the body, they probably have more of a role for things like keratosis, pilaris. We probably see more of a benefit from that. The facial skin is just so much more sensitive. And, when you overstimulate it, over-aggravate it, you can cause a lot more inflammation and irritation, and the body can just tolerate better.
And it's also just more practical to be using a physical exfoliant on the body when you're taking a shower versus using a chemical exfoliant, which would be just kind of difficult to apply to such a large area. And also probably not that cost effective. So, I prefer physical exfoliants for the body and great for keratosis pilaris. We'll link the video above that we did about keratosis pilaris, or those like strawberry little bumps that you get on the skin, on the legs, and on the backs of the arms. So physical exfoliants are really great for that. So save your physical exfoliants for the body and use your chemical exfoliants for the face. And there's also something called enzyme exfoliants, but they're not used as frequently. Things like pineapple or bromelain are considered to be enzyme exfoliants, but they're just not used that often in skincare, so we'll talk about that in a future video. So chemical exfoliants, which I love and I personally use. So chemical exfoliants, especially glycolic acid, which has been the best studied acid overall, breaks up those little bonds that's in between those cells that keep your skin cells sticking together. And by doing that at that top layer of the skin, it helps to turn those skin cells over, bringing in new healthy cells from the bottom And they also send little signals down into the deeper layers of the skin that have effect on the dermis by increasing hyaluronic acid production and also increasing collagen production. So they have a lot of different benefits, and we've studied them, and then we've proven that over many, many years.
So there's really three major groups. There are more than that. We'll just talk about the three main ones. That's alpha hydroxy acids, beta hydroxy acids, and then the polyhydroxy acids.
Right, and they all kind of have different roles. They have all different chemical structures, but if you choose the right exfoliant for your skin issues, that's where you're going to see the biggest benefit with chemical exfoliants. So our next thing is, how do you choose the right chemical exfoliant for you?
Right. And so we're going to break this down based off of skin type, because I feel like that's the easiest way to talk about these. And he's laughing because he's actually the one who loves to talk about it this way. It's his baby.
I make up these like little rules in my mind of like how to structure how skincare works. And so this is just like one of the things I structure for acids, because I think it's actually one of the most confusing topics in skincare.
Absolutely. Totally agree with you there. So if you have normal or combination skin, glycolic acid is pretty much the basic one to start with.
Glycolic acid is that super well-rounded acid. It's going to be great for so many of the different problems that we've already mentioned. It has so many functions, and it's been studied probably the most extensively of all this, maybe salicylic acid equally, but it has extensive studies on it. But it's the smallest particle alpha hydroxy acid, which means it's going to penetrate deepest in the skin and cause the most irritation and inflammation of the group. But if you have normal or combination skin, you're going to tolerate this pretty well, and you're going to see all those benefits. So one of my favorite glycolic acid exfoliants, and the reason I'm laughing is because I was about to butcher the name of this, is the Crave Beauty Kalalayu.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah, okay? I'm sorry, Leah. I don't know how to say it, okay? I'm sorry. Hallelujah, okay? Great product. Has about 5% of glycolic acid, which is a little bit of a lower concentration of glycolic acid, but if you're going to be using this on a regular basis, you don't really want to use high concentrations. If you want to go for those higher concentration glycolic acids, the Ordinary's peeling solution. Wonderful product that has a bunch of other acids in it, but it also has glycolic acid. And also Paula's Choice, 25% AHA and 2% BHA, is an amazing exfoliant that has glycolic acid in it.
I love those products. Next up is dry skin.
So for dry skin, I actually have combination skin, but I use dry skin products, so I really like lactic acid. Why do I love lactic acid? Because lactic acid also is a wonderful moisturizer. So it moisturizes and exfoliates at the same time. How can you beat that if you have dry skin, right? So lactic acid, some of my favorite products for lactic acid are going to be the Ordinary's 10% lactic acid that also has hyaluronic acid in it. It's a great product. They even have a 5% if you're just starting out, and it's really, really inexpensive. So it's a great starter for a lot of people. And there's another one that I like. It's the one that I personally use. It does have an essential oil in it, so just be aware of that. It's technically fragrance-free, but it does have an essential oil. The Biossance lactic acid overnight treatment, phenomenal. I absolutely love it. I actually love Biossance a lot. I don't really probably talk about it enough, but every product I've tried from Biossance, I've liked so far. I don't know. It's free promo right there for Biossance, but I really like their stuff.
All right, next up is sensitive skin. And we can actually stay within the alpha hydroxy acid family for starters on this one, and that would be the mandelic acid.
So mandelic acid is one of the largest molecule alpha hydroxy acids, so it doesn't penetrate as deeply into the skin. So that's why it's going to be great for sensitive skin. And one of the best products for this, another one really inexpensive, The Ordinary actually makes a great list of acid products, especially when you're looking for single ingredient acids. So they have a 10% mandelic acid that's just a great product overall. And we'll actually list all these products below in addition to some other ones that we really like. We just didn't want to make this a bunch of product recommendations in one video, but we'll list them below and you can kind of browse those as you finish the video.
And also, as we talk about sensitive skin, we can branch out into that subfamily or other family, the polyhydroxy acids.
So polyhydroxy acids, sort of newer, sub-sister, daughter, brother, cousin of alpha hydroxy acids. Doesn't penetrate as deep. Is great for sensitive skin. It's even great for rosacea-prone skin for people that get really irritated by things. So polyhydroxy acids are great, and we'll link some of our favorite products below for this. So if you have oily or acne-prone skin, the best ingredient for this is going to be salicylic acid. So salicylic acid, not a beta hydroxy acid, but gets deep into those pores, is lipophilic, it's able to remove oil and also get rid of a lot of the causes of acne, including inflammation and bacteria, and declog a lot of those pores. So definitely the top ingredient for acne here. and one of the best ingredients you can use in your skincare routine.
And one of our favorite products for this is the Paula's Choice 2% BHA exfoliant. Just great overall. Great overall,
tolerated well by a lot of people. And if you're introducing it into your routine, you don't have to use it as a mask all night. You can actually leave it on for like 10, 20 minutes and wash it off, especially if you have sensitive skin. But it's going to have benefits for acne. It's going to exfoliate the skin. And it's also going to improve hyperpigmentation and dark spots. So it's just really overall a great product that I personally use occasionally.
So now that we've kind of separated them all out, you've picked your exfoliant that you're going to use. When do you need to start one? And this is going back to why are you using it in the first place? So depending on what's going on in your life and on your skin, that's going to be when you start it.
So, we've kind of mapped out why these acids work the way that they do. So if you're starting to develop fine lines and wrinkles, you may want to introduce your acid to improve that collagen production. If you have acne, you may want to introduce salicylic acid. If you have hyperpigmentation, you may want to increase that cell turnover and exfoliate the top layer of the skin and get rid of that hyperpigmentation.
Yeah, and then if you're talking about collagen growth and just aging altogether, you can really pick from your alpha hydroxy acids just according to what you tolerate.
You can really use this at any age, and it's really just going to depend on what your goals and what you're trying to target. So this is the $1 million question. How often are you supposed to exfoliate, right? Because a lot of the packaging will tell you exfoliate twice a day, especially on the bottles. Truth is, you probably don't need to exfoliate twice a day because our skin cells take about 28 days to go from the bottom layer of the skin to the top layer of the skin. And so you don't really need to constantly break those bonds down because it takes long for those skin cells to get up to the top layer. So truthfully, I say that you usually start at about once a week with your exfoliant. And that may be all that you need. Now, if you have more resilient skin and you have some goals that you're trying to target, then twice a week. But the exception here is with acne, because with acne, because of salicylic acid's additional benefits, you may want to use a salicylic exfoliant every day.
And that's kind of the thing about this too, is you may be exfoliating without even realizing it. So if you're using an SA cleanser, or if you're using any other cleanser with exfoliant properties like glycolic acid cleansers, or some of you may still be using a physical scrub, you're already doing this every day just by the virtue of washing your face.
So for me, with my goals being anti-aging and improving the skin texture in my skin, I use a retinoid about 5 or 6 nights a week. And on the night that I'm not using a retinoid, I use an exfoliant, lactic acid. And so that's really all that I need to keep my texture looking the way that it does. And sometimes I use a more powerful exfoliant like the Paula's Choice one or the Ordinary's one. But you just kind of have to balance it out. You don't want to overdo it because these can really disrupt that skin barrier, which we said earlier is so important to protecting your skin from external factors. And so with all things, cautions. What do we have to be worried about?
Over irritation is really going to be the end point that you're going to be looking out for yourself. A lot of things, and this included highly individualized. And so if you're getting too much irritation, if you're getting too much redness, flakiness, if you're feeling the burn with these, you're actually not supposed to. This should be like a gentle, mild experience or a non-existent experience with results.
Right. So when you're using your at-home skincare, it shouldn't hurt. Maybe a little bit of tingling can be okay with certain products, but it should not be. Burning is not a good sign. And seeing a lot of redness, inflammation does not mean that your skincare products are working. As a matter of fact, glycolic acid can do all of its benefits without showing any physical signs that it's working. So basically, at the end of the day, you don't need to cause a lot of irritation. So listen to your skin. So your skin is telling you things. When it's getting red, it starts to flake, it starts to peel off, it starts to hurt. Your other skincare products start to burn when you apply them. Maybe you've overdone it and you want to kind of scale back a little bit, decrease your exfoliants, and just kind of use gentle moisturizers. So I think the biggest mistake people make is overusing them or using too harsh ingredients on their skin.
And then there are some unique caveats by type. So the alpha hydroxy acids make you more photosensitive. They actually lower the amount of sunlight you need for you to get a burn. But that's not the case with the beta hydroxy acid, salicylic acid. And it's also not the case with polyhydroxy acids. Those do not make you more photosensitive.
Right. But as we always say, the most important thing you can do for your skin if you want to put us out of business is wear sunscreen. So definitely always wear sunscreen regardless. But alpha hydroxy acids will definitely increase your sun sensitivity. Does that mean that you can't use an alpha hydroxy acid during the day? No, because it's actually making your sun sensitive regardless of the time of the day that you're using it. So you can actually use it during the day as long as you use sunscreen over it. I prefer to use exfoliants at night just because of how my skincare routine works out. But either way, way, no matter what time of the day you use it, alpha hydroxy acids are going to make you more sensitive to the sun. So that's it. Exfoliation 101. Now we're ready to go. This is one of the things that took me the longest time to figure out. How do you use these in your skincare routine? You cleanse, you apply your exfoliant. Sometimes you wash it off after 10 or 15 minutes, and sometimes you leave it on all night, and then you can just moisturize over the top of it. And that really should be all that you're using at a time. You don't want to do too many different ingredients at the same time. So that's it. You're ready to go. Let us know how it works out for you guys, and we'll definitely leave some product recommendations below. So thank you guys all so much for your support.
Yeah, we appreciate you all so much. Thanks for having a lot of fun with us through this journey.
Yeah, and if you guys see us laughing for no reason in the middle of like the video, it's because something hilarious happened that we had to clip out of the video. So you guys just will see cuts of him giggling out of nowhere. That's because something hilarious probably happened, and then we just cut it out of the video to save your time. But anyways, sometimes we have bloopers, so look out for those. Anyway, tune in every week, new videos. Thank you guys so much.
That was so long-winded, guys. I hope you hung with us. But
I thought that was a pretty good soliloquy.
It was one heck of a soliloquy. It was like a soliloquy.
You're out of your mind. So what else? What was I saying?
It's like actually in all the literature, like these actually very specifically help sallow.
I know, but who's even sallow? What are you talking about?
I'm sallow.
No, that's like milk gets sallow.
No, milk gets sour. I'm
Right.
yellowish. I get sallow.
And when milk gets sour, it gets sallow in color. Am I wrong?
I don't know. I don't drink milk. I wasn't raised on that stuff.
Yeah, because you were raised on essential oils. I don't even know how to say the name of it. It's like Kala Yahoo.
The Kalaluya.
Kayla Luya.
I really like kale laluya.
Kayla Luya. Wait,
It's basically a
Kayla Luya.
Like-
like hallelujah.
Laluya.
Kayla Luya.